Hi everyone, Darren Bauer here, and I'm going to be delivering a few peer critiques as well as one on myself. First, I'm going to start with the speech that I watched was from Devin, the speech that he talked about his dog and how he came across obtaining that dog. The first thing I thought, Devin, when I watched your speech was the fact that you had great eye contact. You were constantly looking directly at us. You made great eye contact and you made us feel right at home. You also felt very comfortable to me. You were constantly looking at us. You felt comfortable. Your speech was very natural. It was very fluent. I thought you did a very, very, very good job in that aspect. I liked the fact that you were able to show some emotion during your speech. You first, when you first started talking about your dog, and you managed to talk about how you went back to the store and you were getting the dog and it touched your hand, the smile that you had and the look that you had on your face, you could tell how much that actually meant to you. That it wasn't just a dog, like you said, it was something that that dog picked you and was meant specifically for you. I also like the fact that you showed your dog. It's very hard doing a class like this to be able to use any type of props or actually use something real. But I like the fact that you actually were able to use your dog and show us exactly what the dog was and what it looked like, just to give us that visual picture to tie it right into your story. A few things that I did notice, and I know I do it all the time, is the use of us or ums, anything like that in the middle of a sentence. I think everybody's used to doing it. Just it almost becomes natural. The only thing I try to remember is to, instead of using that word, try to just stop yourself and take a deep breath and focus on exactly what you're going to focus on next. The only thing I would say about your speech was to try to finish out a little bit stronger. You want to try to tie in all your points and leave your audience like they're going to remember exactly what was said throughout the entire speech in a few short sentences, and I kind of missed that at the end of yours. Next, I'm going to talk about the speech that Chris delivered, talking about the wildfire experience along with his daughter. Chris, I thought you gave a great speech. I like the fact that the eye contact that you had, that you gave the entire speech, was incredible. And the fact that you used your hand gestures so well, they complemented everything that you were saying. I also like the fact that you used very real personal emotions talking about this story. That's not something that everybody goes through. But the way you use things, I could relate to it. I could put myself into that situation and think, wow, really, what was going on during that time? I could only imagine what you might have been through. A few things that I noticed during your speech was that you had repeated a few things. You were stopping and you were trying to put your thoughts together, and I could tell exactly what you were doing. But in that midst, I think you got yourself caught up and you repeated a few of those things just a few times. We all do it. We all get caught up in the moment trying to remember exactly where we were. And that's where the notes come in, just to try to get you back on track to focus on where you're going, along with just practicing it more. It becomes more and more fluent. The only thing I really noticed was you had a great closing statement. I thought you ended the speech very well. But the way you started your conclusion, I would have changed that just a little bit. Usually when you start your conclusion, you have a nice little pause in there and you leave a statement out there that lets the audience know that they're going to be nearing the end of your speech, and I kind of missed that with your delivery. As far as a critique on myself, a few things that I thought I did fairly well on was the use of metaphors. We learned this week how much and how important metaphors really can be with connecting certain things within the speech itself. I thought I did a fairly good job with that and allowing to paint a visual with the audience. The other thing I thought I did fairly good on was my breathing and making sure that I don't talk too fast. Most of us, when we get anxious and nervous in front of the crowd, we kind of speed up. We just kind of get ourselves caught up in the moment, and I thought I did a fairly good job of trying to keep myself calm and focused on a same rhythm throughout the entire speech. Definitely the biggest thing I think I would change the most was the matter of how much I practiced. I didn't get as much practice as I really wanted to, or actually that I needed, and that led into several other downfalls into my speech. Not having enough practice led me to feel very uncomfortable while talking. and it caused me to have probably read off my notes a lot more than what I normally would. So in the matter of having to read, I became stiff. I lost my natural movements and my emotions. I let them basically escape my entire speech, and I felt like I was delivering um, information versus actually just giving a speech about my memories. The other thing I would change definitely would be the finish of my speech. It's start strong, finish strong. I think I started strong, but I don't think I finished as strong again. And that just leads to not enough practice and just reading too much from my speech.